Next, we have rise of China. In the last 30 years, it has kept an average growth rate of 10%, which is very high. So this is again the paradox of low inflation and high growth, which we have seen already. So they have very high savings rates of 40 to 45%, high investment of 45 to 50%. So the two pillars of their high growth is high investment and high exports. These both are codependent, and both should be very high for them. So basically, what happens is because of very high investment, they are able to improve very good in fine coastal economic zones, which are because of which their exports are very cheap. So again, then very lot from exports, and they invest more. Again, this keeps on continuing. So if the exports fall, the investment won't happen, and the savings will turn into the curse. Therefore, this will turn into problem of thrift for China. This is what exactly happened since 2008. Exports reduced for China because of the global financial crisis, and also domestic demand is not high enough. Therefore, if you see like this is a demand and this is a supply, and because of no exports, this part has gone down, and domestic demand is not able to survive the supply. Therefore, also now the West is following the protectionism. Therefore, exports are falling. So net result is that exports are falling. So because of which China is facing problems. So how did they respond? First of all, they are discouraging the savings. So if you like we're seeing reduce the savings, demand will go up, and currency devaluations are happening to increase the exports. This led to the currency wars, which will later turn into trade wars in terms of protection. We'll see all of this in the subsequent chapters. So that is China. For India, as far as India is concerned, we have to increase the savings, which will lead to increase investment, and which lead to more growth. But demand would fall much because India's demand is very much high compared to the supply. Therefore, this should be the strategy. During demonetization, actually, the demand was very small compared to the supply, which led to the problem of aggregate demand, which was already using the Keynes method. Now we have the vicious circle of poverty given by the Professor Ragnar Nurse. So according to him, poor countries are poor because they are poor. So initially, poor countries have scarcity of capital, because of which there will be low productivity, because of which there will be low income, low savings, low investment, again scarcity of capital, and this keeps on computing. So we need to break this cycle by investing, by forming more capital, that is capital formation. Next topic, we have socio-economic goals. First, we have Millennium Development Goals, which were in 2000 to 2015. So let's see. So 8 socio-economic goals with 18 sub targets are there. First goal is poverty and hunger. Compared to 1990 levels, by 2015, half the poverty and half the hunger. So India performed. A is very good performance. B is BC, and D is failed. So India performed A and B in terms of these two. In the primary education, India was okay. Gender equality, it was okay. Child mortality reduction, it was okayish. Maternal health, MMR, it was good, but in institutional development, it was very poor. Combating AIDS, malaria, etc. A for AIDS and B for malaria. Environment sustainability, it was okay, but sanitation was very poor. This was before Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. This was the main reason why Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was introduced in 2015. And next, we have global partnership for development. It was okay, but global partnership, it was very bad. Next, we have just have a overlook over this, not much important. Next, we have sustainable development goals, which are very important, which is for the time period of 2015 to 2030. So 17 goals, 116 targets, and 316 indicators are there. Title is Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. First one is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnership for the goals. So these are the 17 goals. So the approach of the SDGs, first of all, they focus on internal resource generation. MDGs failed massively because foreign countries promised technical assistance and financial assistance. In reality, they did not do all this. So SDGs are more realistic because they do not depend on the external assistance. Rather, they focus on internal resource generation. For example, we can see SDG 8 is about decent work and economic growth. SDG 9 about industry innovation infra. SDG 12 about responsible production and consumption. All these are related to economic SDGs. Next, this is participatory approach, which leads to inclusive growth. So more decentralization, more public-private partnership, NGOs, civil societies should be there. For example, to deal with poverty, hunger, gender equality, reducing inequality, peace, justice, and strong institutions. All these are related to inclusive growth. Next, focus on environmental sustainability. All these are related to environmental goals. Next, we have the focus on qualitative aspects. For example, in MDG, it was focused about with respect to education, it was focused on enrollment. Here we focus on quality. For example, new reading and numeracy abilities. which can be seen in goal 3, which is good health and well-being, again quality, and goal 4 is quality education. Next, we have focus on absolute goals. For example, MDG wanted to reduce poverty and hunger to half. Here it is about complete elimination. Next, SDGs in India. Almost all schemes of India are aligned with SDGs. For example, MG Narega is aligned with SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth. National Food Security Act with zero hunger. Swachh Bharat with clean water and sanitation. Renewable energy target of 175 gigawatt generation production capacity by 2022, aligned with affordable and clean energy. Amrit schemes with sustainable cities and communities. Niti Aayog, so till 2017 we had 5-year plans by Plan Commission. Now Niti Aayog gives us 3 years action plan, 7 years national development agenda, and 15 years vision document. So this is the vision, this is the strategy, and this is the action. This vision is aligned with the sustainable development goals. Next, Niti Aayog has also developed Sustainable India SDG India Index, which measures about 15 out of 17 SDGs. So it is about cooperative and competitive federalism. So it tracks progress of states in achieving the SDGs. So it monitors which states are lagging, how to take corrective action by identifying the priority areas, learn from the best practices. So, Economic Survey 2022, these purple ones are the new front runners. Front runners are the best performers. Achiever is one who has achieved the complete goal. So, performers and aspirants, there are no more aspirants in India with respect to sustainable development goals, which is a very good sign. So, these are the new front runners, purple ones, or blue ones are the old front runners. These are the SDGs where India is performing good. These are the SDGs India is performing bad. So Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, AP, Kerala, they are top ranking. So they perform better in even the difficult SDGs, whereas the bad states like Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Jharkhand, Bihar, they perform bad even in the easy SDGs. So this is the 22, and we have the SDG 14. Tamil Nadu is performing very bad. Odisha and Andhra Pradesh are performing good. SDG 14 is life below water, and Niti Aayog has developed a special index for the northeast region with respect to each district. So this is the performance for that, and SDG India index has been consistently increasing, which can be seen here, which shows that India is on track to achieving the sustainable development goals. Next, these small topics: classification of countries according to World Bank. It classifies in terms of low income, lower middle income, upper middle income, and higher income. These are the incomes. India falls with $2,100 per capita income at purchasing power parity. India falls in the lower middle income group. UN classifies as developing or underdeveloped or third world countries. India falls in this category, and the least developed country category, which are around 47 countries. So the criteria is developed by ECOSOC, and it monitors the progress, and it changes the list every 3 years. So what are the criteria? First one is the low income criteria. We have seen this already, $1,036. Next, human assets index based on education and health, and economic vulnerability index. For example, if there is more share of agriculture in GDP, and because of climate change, it will be more vulnerable. So this is the economic vulnerability index.